Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the class of 2017.
Good morning and welcome to Stony Brook. All right, how many of you either have shorts on or would like to have shorts on? All right, there you go. I'm Dr. Edward Feldman, and I'm, as president of the University Senate, I am proud to be your Grand Marshal for today's event. Here now, in the presence of the candidates for academic recognition, of our Suffolk County representatives, of members of the Stony Brook Council, of our SUNY trustees, faculty, administration, alumni, honored guests, and friends of the State University of New York at Stony Brook, the 57th commencement is hereby convened. I had the privilege last night of hearing a singer perform the national anthem, and she was extraordinary. Please rise as you are able for the singing of the national anthem, which will be led by Joon-Hee. Please be seated. It is my pleasure to welcome to Stony Brook our special guest for today, United States Senator, the Honorable Charles Schumer. New York State Senator, the Honorable Kenneth P. LaValle. New York State Assemblyman, the Honorable Steve Engelbright. The Suffolk County Executive, the Honorable Steve Bellone. Suffolk County Legislator, the Honorable Kara Hahn. Brookhaven Town Councilwoman, the Honorable Valerie Cartwright. State University of New York Trustee, Carrie Stoller. Members of the Stony Brook Council, Council Chair Kevin Law, Linda Arman, Christopher Hahn, and the Reverend Michael Smith. The last three people on our podium are serving in their final celebration as Stony Brook representatives. The President of the Alumni Association, Robert Stafford. The President of the Graduate Student Association, Vahida Raseki. And the President of the Undergraduate Student Government, Cole Lee. Also, Senior Class Representative Jonathan Rodriguez. Thank you to each of our special guests for joining us on this special occasion. I've worked with the president of Stony Brook University for several years. You could not have a stronger champion for your university than President Stanley. The degrees that you will be awarded today are worth more because of the dedicated efforts of this man. I am proud and honored to introduce to you the president of Stony Brook University, Dr. Samuel L. Stanley Jr.
So thank you so much, Ed. And I want to add my greetings to all present today, members of the faculty and staff, parents and friends of the graduates, our special guests, our distinguished honorary degree recipients, and above all, the graduating class of 2017. There are two changes to today's program. First, due to critical issues in the Congo, unfortunately, Prince Emmanuel de Merode cannot be here today to accept his honorary degree. We hope to confer it at a future ceremony. Second, we're going to begin our ceremony today with the conferring of the honorary degrees. Will Trustee Carrie Stoller of the State University of New York Board of Trustees please join me at the podium? Today's honorary degree recipients have distinguished themselves by their contributions to their field, to society, and to the university. We are honored with the opportunity to recognize their achievements. Conferring honorary degrees on behalf of the State University of New York is State University of New York trustee Carrie Stoller. Will Jonathan Oranger please come forward? John, you personify technological innovation. You are a computer programmer extraordinaire, a photographer, and an entrepreneur, best known as the founder and CEO of Shutterstock, a stock media and editing tools powerhouse. Your impact on the advancement of technology began while you were in college at Stony Brook, when you created your first pop-up blocker for the internet in the mid-1990s. After you earned your bachelor's degree in computer science and applied mathematics from SBU and your master's from Columbia University, you continued developing software and started companies that focused on computer security and privacy tools. In 2003, you saw the need for microstock photography and created the first worldwide subscription-based service for acquiring images, starting Shutterstock with your own pictures. Today, Shutterstock has grown to include more than 125 million photos and video clips. Business Insider named you, quote, the coolest person in all of New York technology, unquote. And you were one of the first to be recognized through our 40 Under 40 program, which celebrates the early career achievements of our alumni. You are a stellar example of how a Stony Brook education can take our students far beyond the expected. For your many contributions to technology and computer software, Stony Brook University is proud to bestow upon you the honorary degree of Doctor of Science.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the State University Board of Trustees, the faculty of the State University of New York concurring, I confer upon you an honorary degree, honoris causa, and invest upon you with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. In token thereof, I direct that you be provided with a diploma and vested with the hood representative of the specific degree conferred.
Thank you. So President Stanley, distinguished guests, faculty, staff, students, and families, I'm very grateful to be here today among such remarkable honorees. And today I want to share 3 lessons I learned here at Stony Brook, which have served me well throughout my entrepreneurial journey. And I'm going to be brief because I know you're all ready to be graduates, and honestly, and most important to me, I'm ready to be referred to as Dr. Oranger. So I know that the quicker I finish this speech, the quicker we can both achieve our goals. So I started my college education here in 1993. I graduated in 1996. I lived in Rothquad. I majored in computer science and math. I had a great time. I learned a ton. And thinking back on what I would have done if I were writing this speech as a student 20 years ago, I would have probably started last night around 10 p.m. I would have drank a lot of coffee. I would have probably ordered a pizza, definitely ordered a pizza. I would have opened up my laptop, which at the time probably weighed like 12 pounds, and then I would have began to freak out. So seriously, planning ahead was not my strength, but good thing I was a quick learner. So today I know this address to you on this momentous day is filled with potential and possibilities, and therefore I have taken this responsibility very seriously. I started 5 weeks ago. I thought a lot about what I would have wanted to hear when I was graduating. And so I have 3 life lessons to share. They are 1, stay curious, 2, take calculated risks, and 3, embrace diversity. So let's start with the first one, staying curious. There's one thing that I always loved about Stony Brook University, and that was how accessible professors were. It's one thing to be helpful, but what I found was that there were no office hours. That office hours did not really exist. And for the curious like me, I could literally knock on any professor's door, and most of the time they were open to talking to me. And a great example of this was when my interest in computer graphics, and more specifically virtual reality and how it intersects with medical visualization, which was a topic that was cutting edge 20 years ago, led me on a quest to find more. And so somebody had mentioned a professor named Ari Kaufman. He's still here, and he was working on exactly that. So I looked him up in the university directory and found out that he had an office high up in the medical school building over there. And knowing I had to meet him and find out more, I literally just walked into that building, went up to his floor, knocked on the door, and he invited me in. And this was an amazing moment, and he indulged my curiosity. And I remember having a very long and involved conversation about this topic. After that meeting, I signed up for his class. And we've modeled my company, Shutterstock, that same way. There are no office hours, and people are free to find me almost any time. And in fact, we actually don't even have offices. Everybody sits out on an open floor, and this is important so that we can collaborate better. And so open collaborative environments like the one you have here is rare. And I would make sure that both professionally and personally you surround yourself with people who embrace your curiosity, because with curiosity comes vulnerability, and that is where breakthroughs happen. Curiosity opens doors. Literally, in this case, it precedes discovery and invention. It teaches us new things. It makes us better than we could have ever imagined. And it's led me down an amazing path, helped me build an incredible company and find the most remarkable people along the way to inspire me. So my second life lesson, 1 was staying curious, 2 is taking calculated risks. So I was sitting in a class, it was called Operating Systems. And at that time, a little company called Yahoo was about to go public. And it was starting to become clear to me just how powerful the internet was. I don't mean to be dating myself here, but I think I am. My professor, his name was Larry Whitty, and he's still actually here also. He opened his lecture by astutely saying there are 2 ways you can go in life. You can either help people create things, and you'll be incredibly successful at that. Or you can go out and take risk and create something of your own and create a level of success much greater. And he instantly had my attention. A calculated risk is one where you understand the downside and are still willing to take the risk because there's large potential upside. A calculated risk is what you take when you put your cardboard and duct tape boat in the Rothquad pond for the regatta. The upside is the glory of winning, and the downside is swimming in a pond for a few minutes. The risk is definitely worth it. And today, it's so easy to start a company. You can create a website in a few clicks, gather global research, and test your product with live users, all while working at home in your pajamas. And so since I was young, I had always wanted to start a company. But what I didn't realize until that day, my professor said what he did, was how to balance risk and reward. And so I wanted to build a company and take it public. So that's what I did. I resisted taking a job. I figured out if I could write some software and sell it and hopefully pay my rent, I could sustain taking enough calculated risks to find success. That was company try number 1, and it took 10 more calculated risks, 10 more different bootstrapped companies over a 7-year period to get to Shutterstock. It then took 10 more years, but in 2013, Shutterstock broke a $1 billion valuation as a publicly traded company on the New York Stock Exchange. Thanks. You're young, and it gets harder and harder to take these calculated risks. You'll fail sometimes. You'll learn things about yourself that will scare and inspire you simultaneously. Taking calculated risks, though, it's a numbers game, and Shutterstock was my 10th business, but the law of numbers will be on your side the earlier you start. I think you should start today. So I would say if you're thinking about starting a business, pursuing a passion, or merely heading down a path with lots of unknowns, take the advice I received from Larry 20 years ago, and start sooner rather than later. And finally, my third topic. 1 was curiosity, 2 is taking calculated risk, 3, embrace diversity. I truly believe that the most successful organizations thrive off diversity. Shutterstock is a very diverse company. Our team of 850 people is comprised of 40% women with an effort to keep that number growing. And this is just one fact about our diversity. We want to attract the curious, the motivated, the passionate to be our colleagues, no matter where they are or where they come from. Our contributors, customers, employees, they include people in every nation, country, religion, and race. Diversity is not a program, it's a requirement, and I'm sure of 3 facts. First, the most successful universities will be the ones that search for talent no matter where that talent is. Second, the most successful companies will be the ones that make diversity a priority. And third, the most successful countries will be the ones that have immigration policies that attract, retain, and truly embrace the smartest people on the planet, while at the same time serving those people most in need wherever they come from. Stony Brook is and always has been very diverse and welcoming, and I know that's one of the values the university strives for. And this is one of the reasons why all of you received an amazing education. At Shutterstock, we've expressed our opposition to the recent travel bans that our current administration has tried to enforce. We regularly sponsor H-1B visas to attract talent from all over the world and have seen our sponsored employees to go on to get green cards and even become full citizens of the United States. I checked yesterday, we've done 60 of these green cards in the past 7-8 years. So to wrap this up, I want to go back to the 3 things I started with. 1, stay curious, ask questions and make sure you get the answers. 2, don't be afraid to take calculated risks, but at the same time, make sure you understand both the upside and the downside. And 3, embrace diversity, because only together can we truly make the world the best it can be. So thank you for sharing your graduation day with me, and congratulations, class of 2017.
Will Michael J. Fox please come forward? You are an acclaimed actor and international film star, a devoted humanitarian, a generous philanthropist, and a fierce warrior in the fight to cure Parkinson's disease. At the age of 21, you began your spectacular career as Alex P. Keaton in Family Ties, earning 3 Emmy Awards, a Golden Globe, and a permanent place in the heart of millions of fans. Your career flourished as you moved effortlessly between television and film, starring in some of the most popular films of our lifetime, including the iconic Back to the Future trilogy. In the 1990s, while you entertained us in your award-winning hit show Spin City, you took on one of your most demanding roles, committing yourself to finding a cure for Parkinson's. Through the Michael J. Fox Foundation for Parkinson's Research, which he launched in 2000, you have funded more than $700 million for research and significantly raised national awareness of the disease. You have faced your challenges with optimism and humor, and through your courage, you have inspired a generation to do its part to make a difference. Whether on screen or through your best-selling books, you continue to share your immeasurable talents with us, and for that, we are eternally grateful. For the indelible impact you have made on the world as an actor and as a humanitarian, the State University of New York is honored to award you the honorary degree of Doctor of Fine Arts.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the State University Board of Trustees, the faculty of the State University of New York concurring, I confer upon you an honorary degree, honoris causa, and invest upon you with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. In token thereof, I direct that you be provided with a diploma and vested with the hood representative of the degree conferred.
You're just too darn loud. Thank you, President Stanley, Trustee Stoller, distinguished guests, families and friends, tremendous faculty, staff, and students of Stony Brook University, and most importantly, the class of 2017. I'm honored and humbled to be a part of this impressive Stony Brook class. Congratulations to each and every one of you and to the family and friends who supported you and sharing your joy. No doubt you overcame many obstacles to reach this moment. Own it. And then be prepared to let it go. Like all moments, it's a gateway to the next. Your time at Stony Brook has prepared you in many ways to navigate through what is to come, so what specific message can I share with you today? After all, I never reached the point in your life that you have. I haven't reached the point in my life that you have. That is to say, I didn't graduate college. I didn't go to college. I didn't graduate high school, for that matter. I'm not a PhD or an MD or an MBA. I'm a GED with PD and a high TBQ. Oh, and as of today, an honorary doctorate of fine arts. So I got that going for me. Which is nice. I never underestimate optimism. Today, optimism permeates all these college commencement rituals. That's a good thing. The way I look at it, if you imagine the worst case scenario and it actually happens, you've lived it twice. My connection, think about that for a minute, let it percolate. My connection with Stony Brook exists on two levels. My wife Tracy's family, the Stollers, are deeply involved with the school. They are the founders of the Stoller Center for the Arts, a tremendous asset to the university. As well as its students, professors, and wider community. It plays a large role in attracting students, artists, and academics, and reminds us that the arts and humanities unite us all in empathy, curiosity, compassion, and an ongoing conversation about our humanness. We shouldn't undervalue it and shouldn't undersupport it. The other thing I share with the school and its mission is a dedication and commitment to the sciences and to groundbreaking research. When I look out on this sea of red, I'm filled with hope. For you represent endless possibility. Among you may be the first human to walk on Mars, the engineer who will revolutionize the world's energy technology, the next great investigative journalist who exposes political corruption, or the scientist who discovers a cure for Parkinson's. Every single one of you has the power within to impact the world if you choose to. But as you contemplate this choice and life's other complexities, I have one more important piece of advice, and this may sound counterintuitive, but don't overthink it. When I consider all I've experienced in life, from my career as an actor to my experiences as a husband and father to my unbidden status as a person living with Parkinson's to my choice to be an advocate and activist, one simple memory of a family vacation in Mexico always comes to mind. We were on a day hike through a rainforest in Yucatan Peninsula, and our guide pointed out to a tree on the left that was oozing red sap. And he said, "Don't touch that sap, it'll burn you, it'll burn your skin, it's terrible, don't, be careful, stay away from the red sap." So we were walking a little further down the path, and then he pointed out a tree on the right-hand side that had black sap. And he said, "That's a good tree, that sap heals burns." So that's basically it. You may get burned 1 or 2 times in life, but there's always a black sap tree further down the path. You just have to look. And maybe you can even plant a few. Thank you. Congratulations to your families, and congratulations to the professors and faculty, and thank you for making me a GED with a Doctorate of Fine Arts and for the privilege of speaking to you today.
So one more round of congratulations to all our honorary degree recipients. It is now my pleasure to introduce someone whose extraordinary service to the state of New York speaks for itself. Although he is a Brooklyn resident, you'd never know it due to his tireless advocacy for Long Island. A close friend of mine and the entire Stony Brook University, please join me in welcoming the Minority Leader of the Senate, the Senior Senator from New York, United States Senator Chuck Schumer.
Thank you, President Stanley. It's my honor to address the members of the podium, the friends and families of the graduates, but most of all, you, the class of 2017 Stony Brook. Congratulations. Now, first, I'd like to announce my class gift. As you know, it's hard to pay for college and graduate school. If you're poor, the federal government helps you out. That's a good thing. But what about the middle class? So a few years ago, I wrote a law, it's now permanently on the books, that says you or your parents, whoever paid for college or graduate school, can take as a full tax credit $2,500 off your federal taxes for each year of college and graduate school, provided, in Washington there's always a provided your family income is below $200,000 a year. So, if you come from a family who makes below $200,000, make sure you or mom or dad, whoever paid, takes that credit. Last year, about a quarter of all the people entitled to it didn't take it because it's relatively new. And if you forgot to do it, you can fill out a simple one-page form with the IRS and get up to $7,500 back. Not bad. Now, what happens if you come from a family that makes above $200,000 a year? God bless you. To the moms and dads, thank you. I know how you feel. A few short years ago, my wife Iris and I sat where you did, watched our daughter Jessica come up on stage, get the diploma, and become an adult before our very eyes. It was one of the greatest days of our life. To the moms and dads, congratulations. Job well done. And one more word of thanks. While we're here having a great time, there are young men and women your age, many from this area, in the armed forces, many of them in dangerous places like Iraq and Afghanistan, risking their lives for our freedom. Let's have a round of applause for them as well. And now, to this great class, Stony Brook 2017, you're graduating at a time of enormous change across the country and around the world. It's an era of profound economic and social changes. The world is moving so fast. In the old days, You graduated from college, and the odds were pretty high that you'd have the same job or work in the same field for the next 40 years. That's not so true anymore. Many of you will have several jobs, several careers. Along with these economic changes, the internet has put so much information at your fingertips that it's sometimes hard to figure out what's important and to distinguish what's true and what isn't. Even around the world, there are enormous changes. A generation ago, things like terrorism and suicide bombings were never heard of. But the good news is this: your generation is perhaps better equipped than any generation that comes before it to adapt to these changes, to overcome the obstacles they present and seize the opportunities they afford, to pursue your passions and maybe even accomplish big things, as Mr. Oranger did. Right now, though, sitting in your seats, you may not be exactly sure what's coming next. With so much of the world changing, it may sometimes feel like you're jumping into an abyss. But the key is not to fear the unknown. Embrace it, relish it, soak up every possibility it has to offer. How do I know? Well, I remember that feeling myself when I was younger. When I was seated at graduation from college many decades ago, as you are today, I learned that I had just won a scholarship to travel all around the world, all expenses paid for a whole year. For me, it was the opportunity of a lifetime. I had never been out of the country before. But at the same time, I had met a girl, and I fell in love. So, graduates, I had to decide. Do I go around the world for the whole year with the all-expense-paid scholarship? Or do I stay home with the girl, my first true love? Class of 2017, what would you have done? Well, I stayed home with the girl. Don't clap yet, you romantics in the corner over there. The story unfolds. That summer, she went on a brief vacation, and I went to the airport to meet her on her return. As soon as she got off the plane, I saw by the look on her face something was wrong. She dumped me by Labor Day. There I was, no scholarship. No trip around the world. No girl. I said to myself, what a loser you are. You're never going to make anything of yourself. And in fact, I stayed in my house for several months, moped around, felt sorry for myself, but somehow I picked myself up, dusted myself off, and a few years later I found myself seated at graduation once again, this time from law school. But on the way home from law school, I told Mom and Dad I wasn't going to join the fancy law firm like we had planned. I told them I loved politics. I told them my dream was to run for office. My parents were shocked. My mother was particularly disappointed. You see, I came from a working-class family, never had much money. My father was an exterminator, didn't go to college. And the law firm was paying $400 a week, more money in those days than my family had ever seen. They wanted the best for me, but my heart wasn't in that law firm. I wanted to run for office, and so that fall, at the age of 23 and against very long odds, I ran for the New York State Assembly and I had three opponents. There was the party machine candidate, there was a neighborhood activist, and then there was my mother who was telling all her friends not to vote for me. So as she said, I get this dumb idea of being a politician out of my big, thick head. Well, graduates, a few years earlier, I sure didn't get that girl. But that November, I won the election, and the rest, they say, is history. So, to this great class 2017 on your day of achievement, my advice to you is take the risk. Don't let the fear of failure deter you, even though the world is so different and so quickly changing. For those of us who have gotten older, look back on life, one of the things we most regret to think about is, what if? What if I had only done this? What if I had only done that? So my advice to the class of 2017 is very, very simple. Go for it. Now you're about to cast off into the unknown, Sometimes it can seem scary, but you've got great assets. An education at one of the greatest universities in the world. Parents who will be behind you through thick and thin and will always have your back. So garner up the strength and courage to put aside your doubts. Take a chance, and if you do, it's my hope, it's my prayer, and indeed it's my confidence you will find true success and true joy. To the class of 2017, congratulations. Good luck. Godspeed, and don't forget, go for it. Thanks, Ben. Good to see you. Bye, everybody. You're great.
Let's thank Senator Schumer again for coming. Thank you so much for that inspiring speech. All right, class of 2017. Today you crossed the finish line, receiving a degree from, and the senator just say it, so it's not like I'm bragging, one of the best universities in the world. Our faculty and staff work hard to help every student succeed, but I don't think anyone can say that graduating from Stony Brook is easy. You have met that challenge, and you and your families should be very proud of what you've accomplished. Today, you're among the nearly 7,000 students that will receive a total of 7,135 degrees from Stony Brook this year. And that is an all-time record on both counts. Our graduates span 71 countries, 42 states, and range in age from 19 to 65. And I'm proud in each and every one of you. And I want you and your families to know that your Stony Brook degree represents a very, very, very good investment. We were recently ranked the #1 public school in the Northeast for return on investment, with increased earnings of approximately $1 million for in-state and out-of-state students after graduation. And that return on investment is realized by many of our students. I'm proud to say that a recent Stanford University study ranks Stony Brook University #3 in the country among all colleges and universities, and #1 in the Northeast for our ability to take students from the poorest 20% of income and move them to the top 60% of income after they graduate. And one more thing. Data reported last month from the National Student Clearinghouse showed that nationally there remains a significant gap in the graduation rates between Black and Hispanic students versus white students, a gap of nearly 20 percentage points. At Stony Brook University, that gap has been eradicated, gone. And it's not because anyone's rate is lower, it's because everyone's rate is higher than the national average. So class of 2017, the data shows that employers and graduate schools recognize the value of your degree, and that means that 92% of you will be employed or in graduate school 6 months from now. But as pleased as we are with that statistic, we will continue to push for excellence and continue to make your Stony Brook degree and your university something you can always be proud of. You should expect nothing less. And of course, we have great expectations for you as well. After all, the success of our alumni is one of the seminal ways by which we are defined as a university. Your successes, your accomplishments, your good works are an integral part of how the world views us and a fundamental measure of our effectiveness as a university. So class of 2017, we are pulling for you, and I know you won't let us down. Why am I so confident? Because some of your classmates have already done some amazing things. Each year I like to highlight just a few of the incredible graduates at Stony Brook University. I really would like to feature all of you, but I did the math, and even at 5 minutes per student, that would add about 9 days to this commencement. So instead, I will focus on just 3. Jonathan Conyers, can you please stand? Jonathan is from the Bronx and entered Stony Brook University during the 2013 EOP Ames Summer Academy and immediately became a leader among his peers. Jonathan has been a teaching assistant in writing, has been an EOP tutor for chemistry, calculus 1, and microbiology. He has also been an ambassador for Stony Brook, representing SBU in the EOP High School Initiative, where he goes to multiple high schools in New York City and speaks about what it takes to be an EOP student and his story of success. He has also been prominently featured in Stony Brook University's Far Beyond campaign. I could go on and on. Jonathan has been named EOP Freshman, Sophomore, and Junior of the Year and has received the Undergraduate Recognition Award for Outstanding Achievement in Leadership. But Jonathan is proudest of the fact that he is father of Emily Conyers, his inspiration for all he has and will accomplish. Jonathan graduates today with a 3.5 GPA, a bachelor's degree in respiratory care, and a minor in biology. He plans to work in respiratory therapy as he pursues his dream of becoming a doctor. Jonathan, congratulations on all of your accomplishments to date. And thank you for giving so much back to SBU and the EOP program. Antonio Zulu is a proud resident of Queens. Antonio, where are you? There he is. But he originally came to Stony Brook from Venezuela, or came to the U.S. in Venezuela from 2004 with his family who were seeking political asylum in the United States. Their quest was originally not successful, but in 2012, Antonio's life changed when he received DACA, Deferred Action for Childhood Arrival status, and became able to drive, work, and lose the daily fear of deportation. At Stony Brook as a freshman, Antonio was selected as an undergraduate teaching fellow for the Undergraduate College of Arts, Culture, and Humanities. In spring 2013, he was hired as a resident assistant in Han College, where he was an RA for both his sophomore and junior year of college. Antonio has worked to raise awareness about mental health issues on campus and helped form the Reach Out and Reconnect ROAR Committee, a group of student leaders who work to destigmatize mental health issues on campus. As an engineering major, he worked successfully to reinstate the student chapter of the National Society of Professional Engineers, NSPE, and became its president. He also was vice president of the student chapter of the Long Island Water Environment Association for the past 2 years, an organization that brings together students who have a passion for preserving the natural environment of the Long Island. Antonio graduates today with a bachelor's degree in engineering science and a minor in business management. He has accepted a full-time position with National Grid USA after graduation. Antonio, thank you for all of your contributions to Stony Brook, and best of luck. Laura Webster. Laura, could you stand? Laura Webster is a proud mother of 3 living in Point Lookout, New York, an elite athlete, a cancer survivor, and a sea wolf. Laura is a Paralympic sitting volleyball player who has attended the Paralympic Games 4 times, 2016 where she won gold, 2012 silver, 2008 silver, and 2004 bronze. She and her team won gold in the 2010 Parapan American Championship. At age 11, Laura was diagnosed with bone cancer in her left tibia. She underwent a procedure known as rotationplasty to remove the cancerous bone, which included the knee. As part of the procedure, her lower leg was rotated 180 degrees and connected to the remnants of the femur. This gave her full range of motion, allowing her to play sports. In 1998, she was fitted with a prosthesis. Laura played 4 years of high school volleyball, ran track for a year, and was also on the diving team. In 2004, her high school volleyball team won the state title. Laura graduates today with a bachelor's degree in sociology. Laura, congratulations on all your accomplishments, your extraordinary courage, your family, and of course, your degree today from Stony Brook. These are just 3 examples of the lives of excellence that our students typically live, but I want to compliment all of you on your achievements. This year, our students brought smiles to sick children through their participation in programs like Project Sunshine and Camp Kasem, took alternative spring break outreach trips to repair flood damage in Colorado, to build Habitat for Humanity houses in Florida, and to work food banks in Tennessee. And in this election year, you partnered with the Vote Everywhere Project to register nearly 3,500 Stony Brook students to vote, more than any other Vote Everywhere college or university in the country. Our Stony Brook students are making a difference on our campus and in our region. So to all members of the class of 2017 who work to make this university and this world a little better place, I thank you. It's time to acknowledge one more group. I would like to extend a special word of thanks to to the parents, relatives, and friends of our graduates who have helped, and of our graduates who have helped them in ways material and otherwise to reach the academic goal they have attained today. I know that it has not always been easy for you, and that in some cases it required real sacrifice to make this day possible. But I also know the joy that a family member feels when a son or daughter, grandchild, niece, nephew, or close friend achieves an important goal, and I'm happy to share that joy with you today. So to the graduates, let me say that years from now, when you think about this day, and you will, what you remember most is not the commencement speeches or the details of the ceremony, but being with your loved ones, friends, and family members, and their joy at your success. And that is the way it should be. So beginning with move-in day, orientation, and new student convocation, from your first class, maybe in Javits, and your first college laboratory, to the Rothpond Regatta, Wolfstock, Strawberry Fest, the Eureka Celebration, the Wolfieland Carnival, the Seawolf Showcase, the African Student Union Fashion Show, Chill Fest, the Solidarity Rally, storming the court after winning the America East Championship to earn our first trip to the NCAA basketball tournament, celebrating our women's lacrosse team winning their 5th America East Conference Championship in 6 years, and they will be playing tomorrow in the Elite 8 of the NCAA tournament tomorrow. Go Seawolves. Working out at the Camp Rec Center, attending amazing concerts with Fetty Wap, DNCE, Future, Cash Cash, Walk the Moon, Panic at the Disco, or B.O.B., or interacting with Stony Brook guests like Neil deGrasse Tyson, Trevor Noah, Soledad O'Brien, Sanjay Gupta, Edgar Ramirez, Emma Watson, Eric Holder, Billy Joel, or Joe Biden. I hope your journey at Stony Brook University has empowered you to make a real difference as you go out to improve our world. Again, congratulations. It is now my pleasure to introduce the Vice Provost for Graduate and Professional Education and Dean of the Graduate School, Dr. Charles Tabor, for the presentation of this year's valedictorians.
In honor of the first chairperson of the Stony Brook Council, the university presents its most distinguished undergraduate honor, the Ward Melville Valedictorian Award, to the graduating seniors who have attained the highest academic average during 4 years at Stony Brook. Will Chair of the Stony Brook Council, Kevin Law, and President of the Alumni Association, Robert Stafford, please come forward to join us in acknowledging the outstanding academic achievements of these graduates. Will the class of 2017's Ward Melville valedictorians please come forward? Taylor Brandt, Bachelor of Arts, Psychology. Megan Cooney, Bachelor of Science, Health Science. Inji Gobashi, Bachelor of Science, Business Management. Joel Kavur, Bachelor of Science, Biology. Anita Lee, Bachelor of Science, Psychology. Naveen Malangada, Bachelor of Science, Biology. Hannah Michkowski, Bachelor of Arts, Psychology. Ankit Patel, Bachelor of Science, Mathematics. Janki Patel, Bachelor of Science, Biochemistry. Rebecca Schum, Bachelor of Science, Biochemistry. Andrew Sullivan, Bachelor of Engineering, Engineering Science, and Applied Mathematics and Statistics. And not in attendance today, Melissa Gartner, Bachelor of Arts, Spanish Language and Literature.
It's okay. Squeeze in.
The Li Dennison Award, named in honor of Suffolk County's first chief executive, is presented by the university to the graduating seniors who have entered Stony Brook as transfer students, completed at least 60 credits of letter grade work at Stony Brook, and attained the highest academic average in that work. Will the following awardees please come forward? Jason K., Bachelor of Arts, Philosophy. Natalia Dutra Rodefeld, Bachelor of Arts, English. I'm deeply honored to congratulate these outstanding graduates and wish them well as they take their Stony Brook experiences to the next level. It's now my pleasure to introduce Vice Provost for Undergraduate Education and Dean of the Undergraduate Colleges, Dr. Charlie Robbins.
Degrees with distinction are conferred upon candidates for the Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, or Bachelor of Engineering degrees who have completed at least 55 credits at Stony Brook, have letter grades assigned to at least 80% of their coursework, and attained the requisite GPA in their programs. The levels of distinction are cum laude, graduating with honor and representing the 85th percentile of all students. Magna cum laude, graduating with great honor and representing the 93rd percentile, and summa cum laude, graduating with the greatest honor, representing the 98th percentile of all students. Attainment of a degree with distinction is indicated on each of these students' diplomas and permanent academic records. Last night, Stony Brook honored these graduates at the Baccalaureate Honors Convocation, during which the stoles that each are wearing were presented. Will the candidates graduating with the distinctions of cum laude, magna cum laude, and summa cum laude please stand to be recognized? You may be seated. Please join me in welcoming the Vice President for Strategic Initiatives and Interim Vice President for Student Affairs, Dr. Matthew Whalen. Thank you.
Each year, the class speaker is selected from a pool of submitted speeches provided through the annual Senior Speaker Competition. All entries are reviewed and judged by a committee of staff and faculty. They made an excellent choice when they selected Danielle Jean from the Department of Undergraduate Biology. Danielle is a biology major who is fascinated in equal parts by science and by people, which is why she hopes to teach high school biology in the fall as a New York City teaching fellow. She endeavors to help those who need it most and has been on numerous humanitarian trips to places like Haiti, the Navajo Nation, and Malawi. In her spare time, you can find her at a Bible study, in the kitchen, concocting something new, or spending time with her friends and family. On campus, she's a proud member of the Red Watch Band Care Team, a student researcher with the Department of Neuroscience, and an office assistant with the Residential Safety Program. Her long-term goal in life is to leave a positive and lasting impact on the people around her, and she firmly believes that each one of us possesses the ability to change the world. Danielle.
So, class of 2017, here we are. Somewhere between freshman orientation, first night out, and opening weekend. We made it to here. We're graduating. I remember coming onto this campus as a sophomore transfer student and unpacking my dorm room. For the very first time, I would be living all on my own, and I was so excited until my mom got into her car and drove away. And then I was terrified because who would make all of my choices for me if she wasn't around? Somewhere between that terrified sophomore faced with a new and exciting challenge and today, I've grown. And so have you. We've learned how to survive. We know how to do our laundry, how to save money on college textbooks, how to find the best food on campus. But more than that, we thrived here. We built a boat to carry us to victory at Roth Regatta. We ate ourselves sick at Strawberry Fest. We learned how to be there for each other when it counts by taking bystander training courses. We developed and cultivated the aspects of our personalities that make us each unique and especially equipped to take on anything that comes our way in the future. See, no one said that college would be easy. We've all slept through alarms or failed an important test or made a mistake that we'll laugh at one day, right? I hope. We've all cried, but we've all laughed too. We've all picked ourselves up, dusted ourselves off, and kept on marching until we reached today. So what next? For some of us, it's a job, or it's an internship, or a service project. For others, it's backpacking across Europe, or cliff diving off of Black Rock. Or if you're like me, you're going home to catch up on all the sleep we missed out on these past 4 years. But whatever it is, no matter where we end up, whether it's finding that job or landing that internship or figuring out how to tackle our student loans, there's one thing that I know for sure. We're ready. We're ready because we know that our degrees do more than tell other people that we've mastered a lot of content. Our degrees tell us that we have all of the tools that we need to succeed, to face and overcome the next set of challenges. We're ready because we know that success requires payment in advance, and that it's okay to fail as long as we get right back up and keep on fighting. That we are, in fact, cut out to pursue everything that we've ever dreamed of, and that we don't have to settle for anything less. And we're not alone. We're surrounded by friends and by family and by teachers and professors who are all willing to believe and invest in us when we are too tired to do it ourselves. We know that life is more than just material success. It's a mosaic of experiences that we can choose how to build. So all of our experiences are meaningful, and we can all teach each other something. We know that we don't have to be the same person today that we were 4 years ago, or 3 months ago, or last night, because change is good, and we will be better for it. We're ready because we know that we have a choice. We can choose how to define ourselves. We can forge our own paths into the future. And we will remember that it's okay to say yes. Yes to something new, to something different, to something we didn't major in. Yes to whatever it is that makes us happy. Class of 2017, there is nothing beyond our reach. As we leave this campus behind for the world before us, let's remember one thing. We're ready. Thank you.
Will President Stanley please join Senior Class Representative Jonathan Rodriguez at the lectern for a special presentation from the class of 2017.
Made it. Okay. Good morning, President Stanley, esteemed platform members, faculty, family, friends, fellow students, and oh, hi Mom, wherever you are, somewhere around there. Congratulations, class of 2017. My name is Jonathan Rodriguez. I am the senior class senator, and I'm excited to present this year's senior class gift. In the 2004-2005 academic year, the class representatives and the Office of Dean of Students
established the Student Giving Campaign, which allowed students an opportunity to give back and show their support for Stony Brook. Over the years, students have responded, raising thousands of dollars to fund meaningful initiatives on our campus. They have supported scholarships, student life, advanced the reach of the university's research and service mission, and helped to restore communities during times of need. Under the leadership of the Senior Legacy Council, the class of 2017 has continuously showed support for this tradition. I would like to thank the members of the council and ask them to stand in recognition of their hard work and generous nature. As a result of their leadership and vision, over 600 seniors contributed to this year's class gift. You can identify these individuals by the red and black generosity cords that they are donning. As contributors, we are not only helping to leave our mark here at Stony Brook, but we are also demonstrating our citizenship to the world and taking the first step to becoming active, loyal alumni. On behalf of the senior class, the members of the Senior Legacy Council, Megan Cooney, Cameroon Boone, Brody Hooper, Natasha Sharma, James Vassallo, as well as Bianca Franza, Christina Fluman, Jael Henry, and Dorian Van Dyke. I'm excited to report that the senior class gift has raised more than $15,000 to support the Stony Brook Fund for Excellence, Stony Brook Children's Hospital, Student Affairs, Student Scholarships, the Athletics Department, and many other important parts of our university. Dr. Stanley, as the senior class representative, I am thrilled to present you with a check for the Stony Brook Foundation. We hope that our contribution will allow us to leave an everlasting legacy to the university and community. To my fellow graduates, thank you for contributing, and I look forward to seeing you at homecoming on October 14th.
Every year, master's and bachelor's candidates are individually acknowledged during their department, college, school, or program convocations. Today's candidates will be acknowledged as a group and presented to President Stanley by their deans. I invite the Dean of the School of Nursing, Dr. Li Zipolitis, to begin the presentation of our candidates.
Will the candidates of Bachelor of Science, Master of Science, and Doctor of Nursing practice degrees in the School of Nursing please stand? President Stanley, I have the distinct honor to present to you this year's School of Nursing candidates. Candidates, please be seated. It's my pleasure to now introduce the Dean of Social Welfare, Dr. Jacqueline Mondros.
Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Science and Master of Social Work degrees in the School of Social Welfare please stand? President Stanley, with great pleasure, I present to you this year's School of Social Welfare candidates. Candidates, please be seated. Please welcome Dr. Craig Lehman, Dean of the School of Health, Technology, and Management.
All right. Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Science and the Master of Science degrees in the School of Health, Technology, and Management please stand? President Stanley, I present to you this year's candidates for the School of Health, Technology, and Management. Candidates, please be seated. It is with great pleasure that I introduce the Dean of the Graduate School and Vice Provost for Graduate and Professional Education, Dr. Charles Tabor.
Will the candidates for the Master of Arts in Liberal Studies, the Master of Professional Studies, the Master of Arts in Teaching, the Master of Science in Human Resources Management, the Master of Arts in Higher Education Administration, Postmaster Certificates in Educational Leadership and School District Business Leadership, and Advanced Graduate Certificates from the School of Professional Development, please rise. President Stanley, I present to you this year's School of Professional Development candidates. Candidates, please be seated. I now invite Dr. Lawrence Swanson, Interim Dean of the School of Marine and Atmospheric Sciences, to come forward.
Thank you. Will the candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Science, Masters of Science, Masters of Arts from the School of Marine and Atmospheric Sciences please stand? President Stanley, I am proud to present to you the School of Marine and Atmospheric Sciences candidates. Please welcome the Dean of the School of Journalism, Howard Snyder.
Thank you. Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts degree and Master of Arts degree from the School of Journalism please stand? Thank you. President Stanley, I am very proud to present to you the candidates from the 10th graduating class of our School of Journalism. Okay, thank you very much. Candidates, be seated. I'm very pleased to now introduce Dr. Emmanuel London, the Dean of the College of Business.
Thank you. Will this year's candidates for the Bachelor of Science, Master of Business Administration, Master of Science in Accounting, and Master of Science in Finance please stand? President Stanley, I present to you the College of Business candidates. Candidates, you may now be seated. I now invite Dr. Fotis Soteropoulos, Dean of the College of Engineering and Applied Sciences, to present his candidates.
Will the candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Engineering, Bachelor of Science, Master of Science, and Advanced Graduate Certificates in the College of Engineering and Applied Sciences please rise? President Stanley, with a great pleasure and enormous pride, I present to you the amazing College of Engineering and Applied Sciences candidates. Please be seated. Please welcome Dr. Sasha Kopp, Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, to present his candidate.
Students in the College of Arts and Sciences receive degrees of Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Arts, Master of Music, Master of Science, Master of Arts, Master of Fine Arts, and advanced certificates. Students in the College of Arts and Sciences, please rise and be recognized. President Stanley, these are your graduates from the College of Arts and Sciences. Students, please be seated.
At this time, I invite all candidates for the degrees of bachelor's, master's, and advanced certificates from all colleges, schools, and programs to rise. President Stanley, I have the honor to present to you these candidates and respectfully request that you confer upon them the degrees and certificates for which they are qualified.
by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, and upon recommendation of the faculty, I confer upon all of you who have completed the respective requirements the degree of Master of Arts, Master of Fine Arts, Master of Science, Master of Music, Master of Social Work, Master of Arts in Liberal Studies, Master of Arts in Higher Education Administration, Master of Professional Studies, Master of Arts in Teaching, Master of Business Administration, Master of Philosophy, Master of Public Health, Advanced Graduate Certificates, the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, and the degree of Bachelor of Engineering, with all of the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations. Graduates, you may now turn your tassels from right to left and toss your caps if you want. Congratulations. Before we close, I'd like to once again extend a special word of thanks to the parents, relatives, and friends of our graduates who have helped them to realize the academic goal they realized today. I invite all family members and friends to stand if they can and be recognized for all their efforts in making this day a reality for our Stony Brook University graduates. So now I invite everyone to stay standing if they can and join Joon-Hee in singing Stony Brook's alma mater, which can be found on your program on page 82.
Remain near your seat until the platform party has exited. This concludes our ceremony today. Congratulations.